Rake your lawn. That's the video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new season of lawn care. Before you go out and you buy fertilizer, before you even think about doing pre-emergent or treating for weeds, this is the one thing I recommend all of my customers to, regardless of the type of grass that they have, regardless of the state of their yard, and that is rake their lawn. Let's talk about what all this elbow grease is getting for you in the long run. So the grass is looking fine for being dormant through the winter. It's been under snow for several weeks at a time. It's looking good. It's matted down a little bit, but there's a lot of matter. There's a lot of material in here, mulched up old leaves, bigger leaves that have been hung up. And these are the things that are going to impede your grass from coming out of dormancy and getting the best start that you can. Also, it's going to impede any product that you put down that you're trying to get into the soil. It's warming up, it's not freezing anymore. We no longer have the threat of snow, but it's not warm enough for things to be actively growing yet. Highs are in like the mid 50s, lows are gonna be in the 30s. The soil temps are not warm enough for weeds or grass to be actively growing. Soil temp needs to be at 55 degrees to have your grass, your turf grass, actively growing. Now, everybody loves to talk about mulching leaves, and you always should mulch leaves. If you live in like a subdivision or you have a townhouse and your local Lorax was able to save like 2 or 3 trees and those are right next to your house, sure, you should mulch every single one of those leaves into your lawn. But if you live out in Narnia like myself, these leaves have been here since the Jurassic period. They're not going anywhere, and I could mulch all day. They just won't break down enough to get the benefit of mulching them. So we need to get them out of the soil structure underneath the turf grass, but on top of the soil, so that we can allow our grass to breathe, allow water, air, and nutrients to get into the soil, because otherwise it's just creating a barrier that nothing's going to get in and out of. Right here is an excellent patch of what you might see coming out of winter for your cool season lawn. Let's take our rake This is all dead grass, mulched up leaves, matted down thatch layer, and this is going to impede all of that grass that is dormant but still living from growing up as fast and as well and as dense as it could. And here's some legitimate concerns that you might have once you start this process. 1, you're raking up a lot of turf. I guarantee you that that stuff is dead. It's not going to come back, big patches of it. And you're going to be worried that you're not going to have a full and thick lawn. That stuff was just in the process of decomposing. It's not going to help you out come springtime. The video I shot last summer about putting soap down to help break the hydrophobic barriers in your soil, I 100% endorse that, but all of this damage was from subsurface fungus, and that all died last year, and I didn't overseed this yard. So these big patches are being unearthed now because I'm getting rid of all that dead plant matter. Seeing these bare patches might really worry you, but I can promise you that while it might not fill in 100%, the grass you see now will fill in double or triple the current volume once the growing season gets going. Now, don't rake your lawn when the ground is frozen. You should do this when temperatures are clearly above freezing, otherwise you're going to do more harm than good. You could damage the crowns of your grass and they may never fully recover from that. What I've accumulated here is all of the material that was in my lawn that is not turf grass, that is not actively growing, and is not something that I want in my turf as the season goes on. If your grass is not growing, you shouldn't be putting down fertilizer. There's no reason to be adding nutrients to a plant that is not taking it up. 1 or 2 days in the 50s or 60s is not enough to put down fertilizer. Here in Maryland, we're not legally allowed to put down fertilizer, nitrogen or phosphorus. You could put down potassium until March 1st anyway. Ironically, today is March 1st, but I do not recommend professionally to put down fertilizer until you've mowed your lawn at least, I would say, once or twice. And I wouldn't even say once, because that's probably just gonna be a charity mow anyway that you've just been itching to get outside. So please, please do not fertilize your lawn until it is actively growing. It's also better for the grass too. You don't want to force your lawn to wake up. My favorite bit about this is that raking is 100% free. Just go grab your rake and start raking. You don't have to buy a spreader, you don't have to go down and get a bag of something, you don't have to do any math. Just rake your lawn and I promise it will immediately look better and perform better in the long run. Well, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for following along. My name is JJ Tipton for Marty. This has been the Lawn Lab.